Hey, so this is, I think, the second episode that I have done on this podcast about something that I am watching. I, within the last probably year or two, have gotten back to enjoying horror. I used to love horror. Like I was one of those kids. I used to love Freddy and Jason. I would watch all the movies, Poltergeist, Pet Cemetery. Like I loved horror as a kid and as a young adult. And I feel like I probably moved away from it or just had other stuff going on in me. Like I just didn't have room to to engage in it, or I just didn't want to for a long time in my life. And I feel like over the past couple of years that I am focusing more on including the things that I enjoy in my life. One of those things is horror. One of those things is horror. I enjoy watching horror, and I am thoroughly right now enjoying watching the HBO series It, Welcome to Derry. It's about Pennywise, the evil clown, or the monster that shows up as the evil clown. So anyway, this episode is about that. So I want to talk about how the monster, I'm going to refer to it as it is a manipulative, fear feeding, opportunistic entity that preys on vulnerable people, vulnerable, circumstantially vulnerable. And in this series and in the movies and in the book, kids, especially when they are isolated and they are unsure of who to trust. And it got me thinking about how fear is is more powerful when we are under resourced, when we are underrepresented, when we are marginalized, when we are overlooked. Fear wins when we're disconnected from ourselves, from each other, because it's in that disconnection, it's in that marginalization, it's in that under resourcedness that we are easier to manipulate. So I want to talk about that in this episode. I want to talk about what horror stories, particularly the ones that are grounded in reality, what they can teach us about self trust and community, and can reflect how fear can be a mask that covers something deeper: grief, shame, trauma, isolation. Let's talk about it. Hey, hey, welcome to Confident Women Glow. I'm Mo James, your confidence coach and guide on this journey of self discovery, self trust, and self expression. I believe confidence is more than a mindset, it is a practice. It's about showing up boldly, even when life feels messy, and owning your journey every step of the way. So, whether you are in your car, at your desk, or just taking a breath between responsibilities, thank you for letting me speak into your day. Let's get into the episode. Hey, quick pause to tell you about something that I created just for you. If you've ever needed a judgment free space to process your thoughts, get grounded, or reconnect with your power, I want you to meet Camille, your AI confidence coach. Camille was built by me to support you any time of day with journal prompts, reflection questions, mindset coaching, and encouragement rooted in the same compassion and clarity that you hear right here on this podcast. Whether you're working through something heavy or you just need a gentle push to stay on track, Camille is here to remind you that you are not broken. You are becoming. Tap into your truth at your pace with Camille. Visit CamilleAI.net to learn more and start your journey today. Now let's get back to the episode. So for as much as I talk about courage and activating your courage and calling up your courage and all of these things, I don't want to give the impression that fear is our enemy. Fear is an instinct. Fear is a response to danger. Fear is a survival mechanism. And when fear isn't checked, it can push us into hiding, into silence, into shame, and even into isolation. And so in Welcome to Derry, it doesn't just terrorize these people, it studies them and weaponizes their shame, their guilt, their secrets. It uses those things against them. The demon, the monster, appears in the form of a specific fear that the person has. And it's real sadistic too. In one episode, one of the kids' mother died when they were younger, and the monster uses that trauma to terrorize them. In another episode, it shows up to an indigenous tribe as a missionary, aka a colonizer. Like it's it's sadistic. And the thing is, it's a fictional story, but it's not far from real life. Fear is being used to control. Fear is being used to divide. Fear is being used to condition people into being silent. And for me, I feel like that's why it's important. That's why this conversation is important. I think we are being challenged and called to learn to sit with our fear, to be able to listen to it without letting it lead our lives. And that is a radical thing to do. Something that stands out in this series at the time I'm recording this, I think 4 episodes have come out. These kids are alone. Like they just out here. They're not out here like we was out here Gen X. We was out here Gen X. We was riding our bikes and we was, skateboarding, like we was doing all kind of stuff. We was gone till the streetlights came on. These we were actually running from predators. I mean, where I grew up, but we was together, which actually ties to this conversation. Anyway, the adults in the series, the people who are supposed to protect the kids, the people who are supposed to support the kids, the people who are supposed to believe the kids, they don't. They just don't. They are apathetic to these children. And how many of us know what that feels like to be dismissed or to be gaslit by somebody who was older or in a position of authority or somebody who is supposed to know better. I feel like that kind of betrayal definitely leaves a wound. And yes, it's fiction, but I am really getting pissed off at these adults in this show. And at the same time, the kids realize that all we got is us. The kids are like, we all we got. They form their own bonds. They create safety in the way that they know how to do it. They create their own strategies for fighting back against the monster. They build their own community. And this is the part that I want to highlight. When fear comes, when support is lacking, when life is dragging us, we need each other. And sometimes the ones who understand us best are the ones who have faced the same monsters that we have. If fear isolates, I believe community heals. This is why I feel like I will always talk about building your glow circle. I had this conversation earlier today with a few ladies after a luncheon. We were actually talking about building a something, creating a something that would be community, a different form of community. But I think that's important, having a trusted circle, having your chosen family, whether that is one person or you got a full on crew. The point is for you to have it because it matters. These kids in this show are terrified. They have already lost friends. I mean, and they dragged us in the first episode where they killed. I mean, they killed these. They killed the children. They killed the children. The children. They killed them. The remaining children, they have already lost peers, and they have every reason to freeze, to shut down. One of the kids, they mama sent them to an institution because she didn't want to deal with the child grieving the loss of the other parent. Like, these adults are just raggedy. And these kids, they choose to band together and fight back. They lean into community. They seek out the people on their level who are fighting the same monsters, and they decide we have got to have each other's back. The fear initially isolated them, but they decided to reach out and trust somebody and reconnect. That's how they are finding their power. So for me, it leads me to believe that even in those moments where we are filled with dread, when darkness is loud and very real, choosing to link arms with others can be the most revolutionary thing we can do. And it's not going to make the fear disappear. It's not. What it does is remind us that we are not alone in the fight, because fear thrives in silence. It thrives in separation. It thrives in shadows. But when you have people around you who can reflect your power back to you, people who can remind you that you are not alone, even in the mess, then fear has to back up off of you. Fear loses the grip that it has on you. You don't have to be fearless to fight. You just have to have a little less fear and some resources and community to back you up. So, whether you are fighting an actual demon clown, or you are just trying to find your center and hold on to it in this world that is feeling more and more unrecognizable, I want you to remember that you deserve to feel safe. You deserve to be supported. And damn it, fear does not get the final say. Find your people, build your circle, and when, not if, when fear slinks up and tries to creep in, I want you to turn light on. I want you to link arms with that community and say, nah, not here. Stay close to the people who get it. The safe bet is you. Trust yourself and stick with your community. Look at you listening all the way through to the end. Thank you. If this episode stirred something in you, take a moment today to check in with yourself and ask, what do I know is true for me right now? And if the podcast has been a supportive voice in your week, I'd love it if you left a rating or a review. It helps more women like you find this space. And remember, when you need a gentle nudge back to yourself, you don't have to figure it all out alone. There are resources that can help, and I hope you'll find them here. Until next time, keep glowing, and remember, the safe bet is always you.